This is Joe Biden returning to the United States. He spent 4 days in West Asia last week. He visited Israel, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia. On Saturday, Biden returned home. There was no pomp or show at the airport, no grand welcome. Biden's aircraft landed in the dead of the night. And frankly, that sums up his West Asia tour. Nobody was expecting any Arabian miracles from him. But even by his low standards, Joe Biden underperformed. Let's rewind to last Wednesday. The US president had 3 big objectives when he left the US. Number 1, get Saudi Arabia to increase oil production. Number 2, set the stage for Saudi Arabia and Israel to establish relations. And number 3, bury his spat with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Guess how many Biden achieved? None. 0 out of 3. Let's start with the oil. On Saturday, Biden met with the Gulf state leaders. He wanted all of them to produce more oil, to bring down crude prices globally. And no surprises, they refused. There was no agreement to increase oil production by any Gulf state. The only announcement came from Saudi Arabia. They agreed to increase their output to 13 million barrels per day. But here's the interesting part. This announcement is not new. Saudi Arabia said the same thing back in May 2022. Plus, the output is not increasing overnight. It will happen only by 2027, another 5 years. So naturally, what does this tell you? 2 things. A, the US and West Asia are not on the same page. And B, America's influence is waning. Just think about it. 20 years back, the US was toppling regimes in West Asia. Now they can't even increase oil production. And this boils down to leverage. Joe Biden does not have any.
All right, Shalom. This is Harawan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, Le'ahawa, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of JMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim children that believe in sincerity and truth around the 4 corners of the earth. You got Joe Biden going over there begging for oil, trying to get Saudi Arabia to increase their oil production to bring down prices here in America. Well, Saudi Arabia agreed, but they said they're going to do it in 2027, 5 years later. You see how they, you know? And all the other Arab states, they said they're not interested. All right? And the reason they said it is because they have to include all of the OPEC nations, and now it's called OPEC plus 1. So it's not like the original OPEC deal that was made around 1973 or 74 with the OPEC nations when they made a deal with America to protect their oil fields. All right, I think his name was King Faisal of Arabia. All right, and they established the OPEC deal, but now all those OPEC nations, they don't want nothing to do with America. They rejected the offer, and they said they got a deal with the whole of their conglomerate. It's called OPEC plus 1. And now they said they got to ask the plus 1. And that plus 1 is Russia. Isn't that something? So all the nations over there, that plus 1, they got to go through Russia as a vote to deal with America and increase the oil production or not. So the answer is no. So they got rejected. Then you got the Biden administration trying to establish another NATO, just like they did in 1948 all the way to 1951 when they established NATO, in really in DC, you know what I mean? All right. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization to protect the establishment of the European Union, those elites of the Edomites. So now you have the Biden administration trying to set up their own Arabian axis, which would be Israel, some Arabian states, and Saudi Arabia and America. But Saudi Arabia says they have business ties with Israel, but not military alliances. So I mean, they're not backing them. Iraq came out and said the same thing. They're not going to join any axis. Then you have, in response, Putin went straight over there last week. And he met up with Iran, Turkey, and brought them together. And they're coming into agreement. And they made an oil deal. All right. So so Putin got the one up on that one. Yeah, all right. So he actually and oil prices went up instead of going down. All right, then it was 93 something dollars a barrel. Now they went up to $100 something a barrel, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man. So that's scripture right there. That's basically Babylon trying to be healed. Let me get this real quick. This is Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon, America today. Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand, so that Yahweh has been controlling this whole setup. The Most High Yahweh is controlling America and gave America its power so it can be set up for these last days to be destroyed, just like the Lord raised up Pharaoh in Egypt. All right? Just like the Lord raised up ancient Babylon. It says Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken, that the nations have drunken of her wine, meaning the philosophies of America, the business, went into business deals with this place, dealt with the dollar, the demonocracy and Christianity, and their politicians. And therefore the nations are mad. So the nations were not angry. What it means is they were proud. They were proud of America before. They were boasting. People like Putin, all right, they were boasting in America, and you know, in their deals with Bush and them. All these Middle Eastern countries, they were boasting with Nixon, with Clinton, and Obama, and Trump, you know, with Israel and Saudi Arabia, whatever. But now look at America. They're being put into darkness. The president showing up with no audience, no applause, just in the dark of night. Failure. So it says here, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed, man. So it's suddenly fallen. So we're witnessing this place fall, losing its power, as you heard this interviewer say. So and it's going to be destroyed. How for her? See that? So these nations, according to the book of Revelations, the proxy countries that are with America, they're going to be howling for this place because they're not going to be able to do business. They got their family over here. It says, take balm for her pain, man. See, right now, they've been trying to do that with bailouts. Now they're trying to link up with certain countries and get healed and fixed because of the energy crisis that America is going through in a recession. And with the war, that raised the oil prices, the gas prices. So this place is suddenly falling. It says, take balm for her. And balm is like a healing agent, all right? And that's what they try to do, try to heal it, patch it up, patch up the wounds of this place that the Lord is inflicting, and they can't do it. They're trying to go over there, make deals, trying to go over there, make deals with the Arabian nations, and they can't. Because they see, like, yo, nah, man, the Lord has exposed the nakedness of this place. And they see the shame. They like, yo, nah, we ain't dealing with America no more. They're choosing Russia. All right. It says here, it says if so be she may be healed. See, it's not possible. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, man. It's not going to happen. So this place is going to be put in the utter submission and destruction and darkness before it gets destroyed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says, forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. And we're witnessing that. All those Arabian nations, they're preferring to deal with each other. All right? Deal with their own alliances. And they're pulling away from the Western countries. Instead, they're dealing with the Western Asian communities together. All right? So they're all sticking together. So now they're trying to pull all the Islamic countries together as well. Like Turkey, Syria, all right? For her judgment, see, all these nations, they pulling away from America because they see us falling, as being destroyed. For her judgment reacheth unto the heaven, and it is lifted up even to the skies, man. All right?